I need us all to understand it's not about the civil society. It's about that the rejection of the mandatory electronic transmission. It's not just a technical issue, but it's a transparency issue. And when reform subject to discriminatory accountability becomes really optional. And if electoral transmission is good enough to be allowed, it is good enough to be a requirement. So it's not that this has not been in existence, but the electronic transmission has been in under the guidelines of INEC. Now, what we're saying is it should be a requirement. Ahead of 2027, Nigeria needs a stronger institution that people will trust. So now it's not just about the civil society, it's about the issue of transparency, it's about the issue of accountability, and it's about the issue of trust and belief from the citizens of Nigeria. And that is why, you could see that a lot of civil society organizations and Nigerians in general, that is the civil people are saying we need this to not just be on the guidelines of INEC, but to be a requirement that shall be made, not a thing that is dangling between if transmission could not work, manual could work, so that it will be like there is that point of lack of interference, human interference, and transparency is in check. I think that is the major issue that Nigerians are talking about.
For some people, it makes sense to have a backup since technology can fail. Don't you think it's a logical approach?
So I don't think it's a logical approach. Over time, we've been seeing the issue. The issue that has been affecting our elections has been lack of preparation, lack of political independency, lack of issues of logistics and what have you. And INEC as a commission has quite a number of resources within itself to take just 1 year to organize, 4 years to organize election. So I think it's something we can fix, right? Somewhere, some couple of months or years ago, INEC and NCC, that's the Nigerian Communication Commission, set up a committee led by an INEC commissioner, federal commissioner, and a director from NCC to come up with this level of improvement. And technology is something that we all want to see we're talking about. If you ask me what we should be talking about as citizens in the 21st century is maybe independent candidacy, electronic transmission as well as diaspora voting and what have you, not to talk about whether we want to inculcate technology into our election. Because if you look at IREF, beavers, and other technological advancement that were integrated into our election has shown that technology is the game changer. Trust and belief is something we need to build, right? And trust and belief is something every citizen need to have. And citizens are saying this is what they need, right? For them to trust the system and believe in the system so that they can partake in the system. I think that should be given to the citizens.
Now, there appears to be a distinction between what the House of Reps passed and what the Senate bill contains. How do you see the harmonization process coalescing?
So now what we are watching, or what Nigerians are waiting to see, is that harmonization between the joint committee, between the House of the Reps and the Senate, and what they are going to do. As during the protest today, one of the members of the House of Reps said they are going to sit, the two joint committees will sit down, harmonize it, and pass the bill according to, or should I say, in the interest of Nigerians. And that's what we're seeing. What we're calling on both the House of the Senate and House of the Reps is, harmonization is what we need for us to see. Our interests need to be protected, because all of us cannot be in the system. That's why we send them to represent us. And if you're representing an individual, then you should represent that individual sentiment, individual interest where it matters. So we're still waiting on the harmonization between the joint committee and see whether or not they will pass it at the interest of Nigerians and interest of each and every one of us, to see that that transmission has only gone. But you know, we only talked about all the transmission. There are a lot of things that is subject to the amendment. And you should understand that our electoral reforms have not been a thing that just started now. We've started from 2001, 2002, 2003, 2010, 2022, and now 2025 and 2026. So we want to continue to improve. We don't want to go back from all the amendment that we've had. We want to continue to improve our systems so that citizens can continue to believe and trust the system and continue to partake in the system. For us to be able to achieve that point of government of the people, by the people, with the people, and through the people.
All right. Thank you very much, Mukhtar Modibo, for joining us tonight and for sharing your insights.
Thank you for having me.